Hello and happy Tuesday. So excited that you're joining me today in my studio. My name is Wendy Lee, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And today we're going to do a little bit of paper crafting fun. Yay! I have a gorgeous card for you, and it's not too difficult to do. So it'll be fun, right? All right, so real quick, behind me, sneak peek of our October, yes, our September Cultivated Creativity DIY Paper Crafting Kit. We are featuring the Pick of the Patch, which is one of the new bundles out of our holiday mini catalog that was just released this last week. Registration closes on the 20th, and I only have 4 spots left. So the club is filling up quickly, which is awesome. But that just means I only have 4 spots left. So if that's something that interests you, definitely get on my email list and you'll get emails about all my events I have going on, or you can check it out on my website, CreativeLeeYours.com. You'll see that under my events area, or you'll just see it right on the front page too. I love cultivated creativity. It's a lot of fun, and the projects are fabulous every single month. At least I think so. So we've had a really good response to it. So if you want to get in on that one, the cards are real rich in color. They're perfect for the fall. Of course, you don't have to use them for fall. And you don't have to use the Pick of the Patch stamp and punch bundle if you don't want to. If that one doesn't speak to you, you could use leaves. You could use another pumpkin set you have. Anything fallish, I think, would look nice. Of course, it doesn't have to be fall, but it does very well lend itself to that. All right, let's go ahead and switch the camera over and let's get started with our paper crafting fun. Yes? All right, so it always freezes me in a weird way, right? All right, so it's switched over. Good. We're all set up. So today we are going to be using the paper florist dies. So we're going back into the annual catalog. I love these. It's funny because when I first looked at it, I was like, "Ooh, this looks like a lot of work." But I got to tell you, it's a lot of fun to play with these. And because of the way that Stampin' Up! Has designed this, you could cut out multiple things at a time, which makes it much quicker than you would think. And then I'm pairing this with the Very Best Occasions stamp set, which I think they pair really nicely. It's such a wonderful stamp set. It's got a lot of variety in the sentiments there, good for both inside and outside, I think so. So, all right, so let's get started. What are we going to make today? So today's project is this one here, which I think is just beautiful. It is a fast and easy one, at least I think so. So I hope that you guys will enjoy this one. And then we're, of course, putting our design on the inside as well. So we'll do this. And then at the end of today's video, I have got sneak peeks of my Paper Florist card class to go. I will show you those projects. This one is a short registration timing. I've got it set up so that registration closes the 25th of, or is it the 23rd? I need to look at my calendar. I want to say it might be the 25th. Let's look. Let me double check. No, 23rd. Registration ends the 23rd of September. So that is less than 2 weeks away. But I will show you a sneak peek of those and how fun this is. All right. So, of course, at the end of the video, I will go back in and add the link for the complete supply list, as well as the cut dimensions for all the layers. And I have both metric and Imperial today. So both my sets of friends will be able to recreate this one on your own. So I am pulling in prints from the gorgeous, I think it's called Gorgeously Made. Let me grab my catalog. My brain is not always got my head in the right place. Gorgeously Made, is that what it is called? Masterfully Made. So it's this paper pack here. It's vibrant, it's bold, it's got faux torn edges, it's got florals. It's lots and lots of fun to work with, and surprisingly is wonderful with these paper florist dies. So you will see that as well in the sneak peeks. So we're going to use that today, and I just grabbed one of the prints out of it, and we're going to go ahead and adhere this to our Lost Lagoon layer. So if you're here with me, I'd love to hear you say hello. Let me know where you're from. Is it your first time joining? All right, so now I'm going to take my thick white. I like to use thick cardstock for my card bases if I'm using white or vanilla when it makes sense. And I'm just going to fold this in half. So this is a 4 1/4 by 11. And we are going to place this layer right on top. And of course, I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. You do not have to if you don't want to, but that's what I prefer. So that's what I'm going to do. Might have been a little bit early popping in today. I've got a long list of things to do. Got the grandbaby today. I shouldn't call her a baby anymore. She's 6 already. I cannot believe, or she'll be 7 here in not too much longer, less than 10 days. All right, so we've got our layer right on there. Already beautiful. Like you could slap a sentiment on that and be done, and it's gorgeous. But of course, I'm not going to do that. That would be unlike me, right? All right, so next I've got a piece of Fresh Freesia, and I've cut this out with the Countryside Corners, right? Countryside Corners dies, and it is the 3rd largest one. Okay, so we've already done that ahead of time. And I'm just going to lay this out right now for placement purposes. I'm not going to go ahead and adhere this down yet. I could, but my guess is I'm going to want to move this. So I'm going to wait and do that. Then I'm bringing back in my paper florist dies, and this leaf here, we're going to cut this out of the designer paper, and I'm going to cut 3 of them. And then this set of flowers here, we're going to cut a couple of sets. I want 6 total flowers. Okay, so let me pull those in because I have actually pre-cut those. So we've got our florals and our leaves. And I love that the leaves have this lovely stitching. So fun, I think. All right, so I'm going to lay these out for placement. Let's go ahead and put some adhesive on here. You could use liquid glue. You could use Stamp and Seal. I'm going to cover quite a bit of this up. So hopefully I don't end up putting the adhesive in the wrong spot. But if I do, I do, right? We'll make it work. And then I think I want this one up a little bit higher. So we're just going to put a little adhesive down there to hold that. Again, that layer's not down. We're just using it for placement. And then I want my next leaf hanging off over here. So we'll put a little bit of adhesive right there just to plop that down. Kind of holds it in place for me. All right, so that kind of lets me know what's hanging off of my layer. So we'll set this aside for now, and we'll just keep building on here. So let me grab a scrap piece of paper. Hey, Susan, so glad you're here today. Good to see you. All right, so I'm going to take both the larger and the smaller of each of my flower petals that I've got. And I'm going to grab a sponge dauber and my Fresh Freesia ink. Okay, and so I'm going to just give the flowers a little bit of a center. So you can work in a circular motion if you'd like to. You can kind of twist it and go like that if you'd like to. It leaves a little harsher of an edge when you twist it, I think. But you can put on as little or as much color as you want onto these layers. All right, so there's my under layers. And then we're going to do the same thing on the top. I'm going to see if I can get it a little bit smaller of a coverage, although it doesn't really matter. Now, I don't have them yet, but our mini blending brushes, I think, might be really nice for this as well. Just to add that little bit of bloom of color to the center. All right, cute. Just adds that little bit of purple. Alrighty, now I'm going to go ahead and adhere these together with a little bit of liquid glue. So we're going to put some liquid glue in the center of our larger flowers. I told you this one was going to be fast. Hello, Pauline. I'm so glad you're here. Good, good, good. So I want to layer these, but I want it offset just a bit. So I'm just going to give it a slight twist when I lay the smaller petal over the top of the larger petal. Just a slight twist there. So it's offset a little bit. You see them below each other. You could line them up exactly, but I like them offset just a smidge. And the reason I'm using liquid glue is because it does allow me to make a bit of a change, right? So I can put it down and then I can move it a little bit if I want to, right? Just a little bit of a twist. Okay, so I've got my 3 sets of flowers. Whoops. And they are not dry yet. That is the thing I do not like about liquid glue, is that they do take a little bit of time to dry, right? I know, patience, Wendy, patience. Okay, so we're going to set those aside. Let's work on our sentiments. So I have die cut this lovely banner from the Nested Essentials dies. I love these because it puts such great stitching, right? So you've got your cut edge, but you've also got your stitched edge. And this one in particular has a double stitched edge, which I think is super nice. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right, let's bring in our pretty peacock ink. And you're the best ever. Nice. And hopefully, since I cannot see when I'm stamping on camera, let's see if we get this on the tag somewhat straight. Oh, I'm pretty pleased with that. Sometimes it's a disaster. Hey, Carmen, so glad you're here as well. I didn't see you pop in there. All right, so let's go ahead and start to build this together. Let's see if these are dry enough or if I need to move to the inside. That one's not bad. Yeah, I think I can work with these a little bit. I'm going to push up these top petals. They'll get crushed down again. It's okay. But it'll give me a little bit of height while I'm working on this. Now, when you pop this in an envelope, of course, it's going to flatten it down. But if you hand deliver to somebody, it might stay up a little bit. This one does not seem to be quite as dry. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and place these down onto my layer. And I'm going to use liquid glue again. Again, it's a little more versatile because for this application, because it will allow me a little bit of movement. So just put a smidge of glue. All right. Now, before I go too crazy, I do want to put my sentiment down because I want to make sure that it's going to fall in with these flowers, that the flowers catch the edges. So I'm going to do this. Let's see. Let's do this flat. Just put a little bit of Stampin' Seal on the end here. And I'm going to tuck this in. Oh, it's looking pretty good to me right there. Okay, and then now I can just build my flowers around it. So I want to make sure I'm not covering up my sentiment, so I can kind of mess with the angle of these and where I want them. I think it's fun if that stitching shows through, kind of fun, right? And then we'll put this one up here. I've got some adhesive that's going to show up there where I placed that leaf. So maybe I go up a little higher than I'd planned. And then this one's going to kind of overlap a little bit. Kind of back it over a little. Oops. There we go. So I didn't want it straight up and down with that one. I wanted it offset just a smidge, but I wanted it to look like a nice cluster of flowers, right? Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Love that. Oops, got to turn that before it dries so you can still read your sentiment. All right, and then let's put some dimensionals on the back of this and pop this up onto our card front. I told you this one was going to be a fast and easy one. And it doesn't take long to cut these out, but it's so fun to play with all these little elements. You can make so many different types of florals with it. You could add lots of texture by popping in lots of layers. You could choose to emboss them. Oh, good. You think it looks really good? I'm glad. I'm glad. It's so simple, though. All right, so we're just going to lay this on. I'm kind of looking at the spacing here and on the side, and I kind of want those somewhat even. We'll place that down. Now, if this bothers you, that's hanging loosey-goosey in the breeze, go ahead and slide in a couple of dimensionals. So let me grab a couple. I'm going to grab my take your pick, get them off my finger, right? And then I can pull the backing paper off because I'm cheating. I'm going in after the fact. Okay, and we'll just lift up and place one there. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. That backing paper off. Well, I say that, and then it's harder to do when it's in your hands, I think. All right, and then we'll slide this one right in there. All right, that way that's nice and sturdy, stable. I don't have to worry about it not standing up properly. Okay, so let's finish this off with a few of the neutral sequins. That's these right here. I love them. So pretty. No, so this stamp set or this set does not. So let me bring those paper florist dies back in. So the paper florist dies are on their own. They're not bundled with anything. It's just this fabulous set of dies. And like I said, you can do so much with this. I love this one. This one's like a fringe edge, and you can roll it and make a really cool 3D flower. This would be great for home decor pieces, for cards, of course, scrapbook pages. I've used it on quite a few different things. It's just super versatile, and all the different things that you can create with it is lots and lots of fun. So I have paired it, Susan, in case you missed it, I am pairing it today with the Very Best Occasions stamp set. So you could pair it with any stamp set that you want to. So I just pulled this in from a sentiment perspective because I didn't feel like I needed anything else. I wanted the flowers to really, these paper flowers to really be the star of the show. All right, so I'm going to peel out some of these sequins. I am partial to the gold ones on this particular project, but you could use any of them. So that's one of the smaller ones. Let's see what the bigger one looks like. I actually kind of like the bigger one better. Let's, no, maybe I'll leave the smaller one on that one and a bigger one there. And then let's go back to a smaller one here. Maybe? What do you think about that? I kind of like that. So they're different. The original I didn't do that on, but I do like that. But you could use any of these. I think the white ones would be fun. This little brownish color, ooh, that'd be really nice as well. And you can see I've used quite a few of the copper. But these are great sequins to have on hand. I love that they're adhesive backed. There's multiple sizes. The profile's low, so they're not too chunky, easy to pop this into the post. All right, let's go ahead and do the inside because we always like to bring our design to the inside, right? All right, so I've got a piece of my basic white. And then we are going to stamp our sentiment. So these are all in the annual catalog, Susan. All right, so we're going to stamp the Love You, Miss You. Oh, it wasn't my best stamping. So let's flip it over. Yay, we get 2 tries. And then we're going to have to pick whichever one is best because I'm not cutting another piece of paper, right? Oh, that one's best. Second time was better. I do that a lot with that particular sentiment for some reason. I like to miss the bottom of it. Okay, so those we're going to adhere, we're going to layer it on the Lost Lagoon, just like we did the front, because I think it adds a nice touch to bring that to the inside. Adding a nice little extra layer there. Okay, and then we'll just pop this on the inside, and then this project is done. Fast, easy, and gorgeous. This one. There we go, easy peasy. All right, so they look slightly different because I've gotten I've cut from a different portion of the sheet of designer paper. So you can see this one had more of the bulk of the floral design, where this was up towards the edge of the design. So it's got a little bit more of that azure afternoon floating through. But I think both of them are very, very pretty. You could change these colors up, and it's lots of fun. Hey, Connie, so glad you're here as well. So I hope you guys like those. Fun? I like it too. All right, let me show you a sneak peek of the projects that we're going to make in the Paper Florist card class to go. Again, registration closes on this one on September 23rd, so less than 2 weeks away, but we're going to pull in a fall. So we're featuring the same paper and same stamp set that I used today. We've got this lovely, this one's a gift card holder, a little fun fold. And then we're going to bring in our Christmas, right? So versatile. And then we've got just a fun bouquet that you could use for a thank you or type card, right? With that endlessly grateful, you can put that for a lot of different occasions. So I hope that you guys like those. So yeah, so in that card class, we're going to do 2 of each of the 4 designs. So it'll be an 8 card class. Yeah, 8 cards in the class. Ah. So again, you'll be able to find that on my website. I will add that in the video description as well. So if you hit the more button and expand it, you'll be able to scroll down and find that here shortly. It'll take me just a few minutes to update everything. All right, perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And we'll come back and join me again next Tuesday for a little bit of paper crafting fun. If you're enjoying the content, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Please feel free to share this with your crafty friends. Invite them to come join us on Tuesdays for a little bit of a break. Kind of for me, it's an afternoon lunchtime break, but depending on where you're at, it might be a totally different time of the day. Maybe it's your morning cup of coffee. Maybe you're winding down for the evening. I don't know. Depends on where you are in the world. All right. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you again, hopefully next Tuesday. All right. Bye for now.